Hi, I'm Erica, and I hope your week is off to a fantastic start. I'm thrilled that you're here, and if you're new to the Tea Minds, then welcome. This is a lovely, warm, cosy space where we pause for tea so that we can reconnect with ourselves, rebalance our mind, body, and spirit, and learn how to savour those precious moments before they slip away. In each episode, we explore how something as simple as a cup of tea can be a gateway to mindfulness, mental fitness, and learning to be more present in the way that we live. With inspiring tea routines, thought-provoking insights, and heartfelt conversations with amazing guests, this is your time to pause, rebalance, and thrive. Life is fast, but your tea doesn't have to be. So pop the kettle on, grab your favourite mug, and let's dive into the art of living with a tea mind. Hello, and welcome to this very first episode of the Tea Mind podcast, season 1. And today we are going to be exploring the tea mind system, the Chinese 5 elements, and the water element. So, the Chinese 5 elements, how can this transform your tea and your life? Well, I want you to think about when was the last time you truly experienced a cup of tea? Not just gulping it down between tasks, but actually savouring every single sip. If you're like most of us, then your tea is often forgotten on the desk until it's cold. But what if I told you that this humble drink could be a pathway to calm, resilience, and balance? In the Chinese 5 elements, that's water, wood, fire, earth, and metal, these are foundational principles in traditional Chinese philosophy. They describe natural cycles, interrelationships, and transformations within the life and the universe. And this system isn't just abstract, but it's deeply, deeply practical, influences everything from medicine to feng shui and personal well-being practices. Each of the 5 elements is associated with things like the seasons, particular colours, different emotions, different organs and parts of your body, and they all weave an interconnected web that really reflects balance and harmony. And within each of that, we can tie it into different types of tea as well. So these elements support or control one another and form a dynamic flow that really represents change and stability. And understanding these relationships is essential for aligning your internal and external environments so that you can achieve your optimum health and mindfulness. So I just want to explain a little bit about the tea mind and what exactly is it. I describe it as a state of being where the act of brewing and drinking becomes a meditative, restorative practice. It's rooted in Zen Buddhist traditions and it really integrates mindfulness, gratitude, and self-awareness. And by embodying the qualities of these 5 elements, the tea mind and tea routines that we do while our tea is brewing provide a pathway to balance and ultimately getting a little bit more out of your life every single day. Now, we like to start with the water element that's generally thought of as the first one in this never-ending cycle, because it's that time of pre-birth and birth, or it's that dream state just before you start to take action on an idea. It's when you can really start to be as creative as possible and the possibilities are endless. So water plays a crucial role in this practice, and its qualities of flow, adaptability, and depth resonate really deeply within the act of tea preparation, where when you think about it, the water really transforms the tea leaves into an aromatic and nourishing drink. And you've got all 5 elements within that tea preparation as well. So water symbolises adaptability, intuition, and calm. And it's generally associated with the winter season and the colour black. It also relates to the kidneys and the bladder in traditional Chinese medicine. It governs emotions like fear and brings a reflective energy to life. So just thinking in a little bit more depth about these qualities of water in life and in your tea practice. First up, adaptability and flow. So water's adaptability, it can take the shape of any vessel and it tends to mirror the flexibility needed in life. So when things are flowing nicely, we gently flow like a river flowing down a stream, or things can get really choppy in the deep, dark seas. But water can go around and over and through everything. It's really, really resilient. And in tea preparation, water's fluid nature reminds us to adapt and flow with these challenges. And the very process of pouring water over our tea leaves and watching them just unfurl is a perfect analogy for surrendering to life's changes. And then another element is nourishment in depth. So just as we need water to nourish life, its presence in tea sustains our body and our spirit. So drinking tea mindfully enhances our connection to this depth, reminding us of the grounding and reflective qualities of the water. So winter, or when you're starting a project, it is a really good time to ground yourself and really reflect on what's gone on before and what you're looking to achieve in the future. It also relates to quiet strength. So despite its softness, water also has the power to carve through stone. When we just think about how water's shaped so much of our landscape, you can see just how powerful this quiet, adaptable, flexible element can really be. So this quiet strength teaches us resilience and persistence, qualities that can be fostered through these consistent little tea routines every time you're brewing your tea every single day. So in traditional Chinese medicines, the kidneys are often referred to as the root of life, and these are governed by the water element. They store the essence, Jing, which is crucial for vitality and longevity. Supporting the water element through hydration, diet, and mindfulness practices like tea routines really help to strengthen this essence. And the emotional association of fear within the water element is equally significant. So this is a real sign if you are slightly imbalanced within this element. Fear can often show up. And traditional Chinese medicine teaches that balance in water energy helps to mitigate this fear and to build courage. So a calming tea routine can help towards getting this balance. And then when we look at winter itself, this is the season of water, and it really invites introspection. It's a time when nature really slows down, and we tend to slow down too. And we can really embrace that stillness so that we can replenish our energy within and nourish ourselves. So working with tea, really teaching ourselves to slow down, we can enrich the qualities of water and offer a way to really bring more mindfulness and warmth into our days. So the tea routine that I suggest for this week while you're brewing your tea is a simple sort of mindfulness tea routine. And the tea associated with the water element is generally white tea. So any type of white tea, whether it's silver needle or even a flavoured white tea would be good. Generally, white teas are the least processed of all the teas. So in their most natural state, they're often very, very delicate, and they can sometimes need quite a lot of time to unfurl to get the real taste and the essence of the tea into the liquor. Just a side note as well to be careful that you don't pour boiling water onto white tea because you don't want to scald the leaves. So just leave the kettle off the boil for about 2 minutes, let it cool to about 80 degrees or so. So while your tea is brewing, just first of all, pay attention to the tea that you are most drawn to. And then just be aware of all your senses as you are brewing your tea this week. So pay attention when you're pouring the water, listen to the sound, look at the movement of the water, and just imagining its flow as a metaphor for how you can be adaptable and garner that inner strength when you need it. And just observe the leaves as they start to unfurl, and maybe think of a few things that you're grateful for so that you can sustain and nurture your well-being. And then when your tea is brewed, just try and focus on just brewing, just sipping your tea. So really hold your cup and feel its warmth, and just notice your breathing as you notice if there's any areas of tension in your body. And as you sip your tea, perhaps just send your tea to those areas that need to relax. And just take a few moments to reflect on what it means to flow with life's challenges as you gently nourish yourself. And then perhaps finishing with a simple grounding practice, perhaps like visualizing that you've got roots coming from the earth, just gently connecting your feet to the ground and to the earth, and just anchoring that fluidity of water into your life. So this is much more than just drinking a cup of tea. It's being fully absorbed and present for the moment. And there's lots of science to back this up as well. Studies have shown that tea polyphenols can really start to calm the nervous system, and even the aroma of some tea can help reduce stress markers. So how else can you embrace these water element principles into your life for this season? Well, looking beyond tea, you can one really good thing to do is to make sure you are being hydrated enough. So ensuring that you've got lots of water intake and maintaining your physical and energetic balance. Of course, you can get lots of water through tea. I reckon about 99% of my hydration comes through tea. And also mindful movement. So this season, the water element's really suited to more gentle, fluid exercises like yoga, tai chi, qigong, anything like that that's quite soft and flowy, not so much sort of hard runs, but yeah, something that really reflects the water element a little bit more. Swimming, obvious example, or surfing, anything, just get in the water more, have some more baths, really immerse yourself as much as possible. And then the third one is journaling. It's often good to really reflect on any fears and just let them flow out in your writing. So perhaps a tea routine for this week as well could be just to free flow writing for 3 minutes, just whatever is on your mind. And it really can help to get your thoughts onto paper so you can organise them. So then hopefully you can see how by understanding and integrating the water element within your tea mind practice can really start to deepen your connection to yourself and also to the world around you. And it offers a really tranquil strength and wisdom, which when you tune in and pause and really listen to yourself, it can help guide you through life's ups and downs. So as you sip your cups of tea this week, let the water element really remind you of your capacity for growth, resilience, and renewal. And perhaps reflect on what other practices you might want to incorporate into this transformative element. So that's it for this week, and hope you join me for next week's episode where we will be deep diving into the wood element. I really hope you enjoyed this episode, and I encourage you to consider one idea that you could take forward into your own life today. If you found this useful, please share so that we can bring more people along on this tea mind journey with us. And just a little disclaimer to note that the content shared on the Tea Mind podcast and web pages are for informational and inspirational purposes only, and are not intended to be a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Always seek the advice of your doctor or qualified healthcare professional with any questions that you may have regarding your health or a medical condition. Never disregard professional medical advice or delay seeking it because of something you've heard on this podcast. The host and contributors of the Tea Mind podcast disclaim any liability for decisions made based on the information provided. Always consult a professional for your individual needs.